Howdy folks, welcome back to Adivore. Yeah, it's snowing underground, but just kind of ignore that and roll with it. It looks cool when we're outside. We're in the Arctic, so I thought I'd turn on a little snow. We are nearly at level 55. I've been grinding. I even did a live stream where we ran a bunch of material. And I've been grinding and blasting and having all kinds of fun in here. They've got the big boy over here, chucking loads in the hopper, and we're nearly at level 55, where we can buy the bagger, I believe they're called. So that is hopefully going to be happening in today's episode. But I'm going to blast... I don't know if I want to blast that down just yet. Let's continue working on the gravel. The contract is pretty lucrative right now. These quests, they kind of appear now and then, and this is offering 60,000 XP. That's pretty cool. We need another 22,000 or so. Finish that out. But anyway, let's get to blasting. So anyway, I started blasting. To blast all across here, and I've been kind of filling this out a bit. And then after that is blown, let's see if we can bring some of this ceiling material down. Alright, here we go. Fire in the hole! Should fracture a bunch of that gravel. Beautiful. Alright, let's go get in the machine and get back to work. Plant's sitting there burning through money. Didn't even turn it off. So we got the big 1665 over here. I've been running it quite a bit in here. It can scoop so much more. It doesn't get around too bad here on the concrete. It struggled over there on that pit. Kind of struggling to get something picked up. There we go. But boy, once you can get a load on this thing, you know, 28 yards, nothing to sneeze at. As long as you got your momentum, you can make it up that ramp just fine. And our crushers have been working overtime. Also ran a little bit of coal. I got all that coal cleaned up there on the east side as we turn right down in here. But I want to blast some of the ceiling coal down eventually. But right now it's all gravel. We're trying to get up to that level 55. I don't know how many hours it's taken me. A few. You can see how far we've tunneled into here. Just been running quests. Laying concrete. I probably spent, I don't know, 500,000 or 600,000 on concrete at least. A lot of concrete down in there, but I mean, we're making money hand over fist. It's no big deal. And I haven't even done a clean out lately. I was doing some ore quests as well, so I temporarily had the smelters offline, but they're back online. So we should have a bunch of ingots to sell. So I think somebody said in the stream the small bagger is like 2.25 million, something like that. So we do need a little bit more money. So we can get a better scoop here. Ah, come on. There you go. It's not overloaded. Is it even full? That's the way I look at it. I'm going to drive this big beast out of here. I want it to have a bunch of material in it. Get a couple more scoops in there, and then we'll go see how much gravel we got. Never hurts to take an F12. The lighting is really good in this game. I mean, the graphics are kind of... they're good. But the lighting, I think, is superb. Nothing wrong with the graphics. I'm not putting them down. But I think the lighting is just extra good. Alright, let's see if we can get some of this higher stuff up here. There we go. Are we at the point now where I can throw some more concrete on here? I kind of feel like I'm dropping a wheel off into a void here. There we go. Concrete just makes it way easier to maneuver. What do you guys do in your mines? Do you use flooring, or you just rough it on the actual floor? It's a little hard to scoop up, keep the terrain level. It seems like it's a fine line between just skidding over the ground and then digging in too deep. Giant unsupported roof. They were talking about, was it Misha? Mining safety on the stream I did. If you missed that stream and want to check it out, just go check out the live section of the channel. It'll be under there. I believe this is episode 10, and that live stream was between 9 and 10 in the chronological order of the series. Alright, let's go see how we're doing. I thought it used to keep it steered when you hopped out. Maybe not. Alright, that's all feeding over there. Let's go grab the gravel. Oh, before I forget, let me activate the quest again. Fire up the crusher. Indeed. We are crushing it. Oh, it's not as much gravel as I thought we'd have. Okay. We need about 22,000 or so more. So that's, I mean, they'll get us closer. Still need another, we'll call it 6,000. So almost there. And then that should put us over towards 55. I don't think it's going to get us to 55. I'm hoping it gets us like halfway to 55. And then I might have to put a cut in here and let's do a bunch more grinding away. Uh-oh. Come on, big girl. There we go. One wheel at a time, did it? I like the snow. It kind of gives it that Arctic vibe. I do wish it didn't precipitate underground, but yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a challenge to make that happen and look good. Alright, let's get some off of this side. Yeah, we just kind of skid it off into the oblivion here. Come on. I don't know how much material we just deleted, but that's okay. There's plenty more rock where this came from. All right, let's get another scoop and we'll see if we're at the point where we can complete this quest. There we go. The ceiling cleaned up a little bit. Pulling that right on through. Nice. There it goes. Be rattling down through the crushers. Hey, look at that. 6,000. That ought to about do it. Let's go in and sell. Ta-da! Ooh, that got us almost all the way over there. Nice. Alright, I'm going to go scoop a bunch more gravel. And we'll get us up to 55. And then I'd kind of like to get... I'd like to at least get the machine bought. And then kind of take a look at, you know, how we're going to set it up. We'll have to reconfigure the plant to offload that thing. So that's the plan. And then the next episode, hopefully we'll just be chewing through the mountain with that machine. So I will be back in a bit. Alright, we got to be getting close. I need another, what, 17,000 or so. We got to another full stack yet? Not quite. We're getting close. Here comes the gravel. Might just buy some. It's been a slog. Oh, there we go. That's the last little bit. Almost another full stack. Well, let's go to sell. Put that back down here before I accidentally sell it. Alright, we are... Oh, let's call it 8,000 short. I think, yeah, we can just buy gravel. There we go. Sell. Level 55. Of course, now we don't have enough money to buy it, but I've got a bunch of stuff to sell. But let's go to skill tree. I've been going down the path here, so when we buy concrete and stuff, it's not so expensive. That's kind of where I've been spending my skill points. Alright, let's go see what else we can sell here. So, I think I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to go back to processing the gravel. So, we'll put you there. Put you back on there. Then the future stuff will go over there. Got a little bit of a tailings pile going on over there. And this should have a bunch of smelted stuff in it. Ruh-roh. Did I send that through? Uh-oh. Did I mess up something? Probably. Yeah, then that should go through the, go through into there. Why do I not have any ingots? That's a great question. Yeah, why would I not have any ingots? Because that stuff, I connected that. Maybe it wasn't turned on? I reconnected this when the power was on. So the ore... Yeah, that's weird. I thought I had a whole bunch of stuff to sell, but there's nothing there. So, I don't know where all that went. I sent all the ore and stuff through, right? Put it in here? Oh. I put it in there and I didn't actually tell it to go through. That's why. Alright. Mystery solved. So, I just need to let that run through. And we'll have a bunch of ingots to sell. And I think we'll be able to afford this. Let's go see what we're looking at here. So, it's under excavators. So, we can now buy the Bagger 681. Well, 4 million? I forgot I was on hardcore. Okay, we got a little bit of work to do to get the necessary money. I could also just call back to HQ and get some money, but yeah, look at that. 142 horsepower. It does use fuel, so we'll have to keep it fueled. But I don't think I can spin that. Basically, it will chew up stuff, and then you can move this little output chute independently. So we'll have to get this set up and lined up and redo the hoppers a little bit. So let me put another break in here. I don't know how much money I'm going to have, but we're bringing in a bunch of stuff that we're going to be able to sell. So let me process all this ore, and we'll see where we're at money-wise. And I'll be right back. Well, selling the ore turned into ingots got us up to 2.3 million. Not a ton. Throw that on there. But I do have some rubies and diamonds to sell. Then that gets us to 2.4 million. All right, we got a ways to go to raise money. The other thing I could do is I could borrow some money from the company. Let me go look at this again. So if I go to excavators, 4.1 million. So if I borrowed like 2 million from the company, so I go to company, you know, the company funds is doing all right. So if I go, I forget how to do this now. Is that under bank? Transfer? Yeah, there we go. So I've still got just a little over 4 million in the company funds. So I want to withdraw from the company. Oops. Let's just say 2 million. There we go. Now we can buy a bagger. And I'm wondering, do I want to kind of keep this here? Maybe set up the bagger somewhere else, because I've you know, dug into that quite a ways. Let's just buy it and see how flippin' big this thing is. So how large are you? If I said plop it right there. Okay, so it's not nearly as big as the larger one. Ta-da! Okay, all right, cool. So we can start the engine. Of course, it can drive like an excavator. Then that does that. I'll probably redo the controls. We're not going to be tracking that much. How do we turn this thing on? I have no idea. I guess I could just set it on the pad and see how it goes. But we need to get some paint here. Let's go get some orange paint. That way it's the right color. Get some lights. Excellent. And this is high speed, so I think what I'll do is return that to inventory. There we go. And we'll set that down on the pad. So let me get these things out of the way. Snow's just about let up. Put you there. Making a lot of noise. Whee! We're just eating coal for no reason. So then the question becomes, do we set it up? Well, how far does it reach? So if we say, give me a bagger right here. Is that gonna like collide with everything? Junk. Oh, this thing's gonna be awesome. I'd like to at least chew a little bit of material, and then next episode we'll get it like set up proper. That makes sense. Let's go ahead and put another row concrete in here. And I think I want to set up my controls slightly different. So let's go to controls. I think it's under excavator. Yeah, bucket wheel. So Shift E makes it start stop. Okay. How do I clear that? Delete. Okay. Okay. I want all this bucket wheel stuff to be different. So we'll have G for go. And then this is the cutting wheel. I'm going to have that be on WSAD. So we'll have W. Sorry, A. AD. W and S. And then we'll put the discharge on the arrow keys. Let's try that. Oh, the excavator is still bound, right? Okay, so that part's working at least. It puts the parking brake on automatically, it looks like. Did I, let me get these controls sorted out and I'll be right back. Alright, I got my controls set up. I had to kind of override some of the excavator stuff. How high up does this chute go? The boom moves really, really slow, like the main boom, as you might expect. Alright, so that's not going to work, so we need to track. You track over this way a bit. So this is how fast the boom turns. Which makes sense for when you're, you know, cutting. The direction on that's tripping me up a little bit. All right, so let's say we want to do that. Can we actually reach anything? Have this monster start eating. Okay, it's pulling in material from thin air, but, you know, things happen. I got a lot of concrete blocks to redo. Does this have a beacon on it? I don't think it has a beacon. Some trippy lights on it. Oh, it has the logo on the side. Check it out. Nice. There's a screenshot. You get back over here though. Beautiful. Alright, so we dumped a little bit in there. How full is that? Not very full. Just a little bit of stuff. Alright, cool. Well, we got us a bagger. I'm gonna be doing some prep work in between episodes. I may just go forward at this level, pull out a bunch of this concrete, and just redo that. It's a lot of sledgehammer swings, but I think that's the way to go. Just keep it at this level, and we can track forward, you know, into the mountain, and then we can just extend this hopper out as we go. We'll have to get rid of these lights, but that's okay. So I think that is the plan. Thanks as always for watching, folks, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Take care.